Shall we play a game?
Hello and welcome back to Vintage Gaming Memories. In this video, it's going to be a short one. Just want to give you an update on another collection I'm trying to start. So as you know, I do collect my Ataris, specifically the 8-bit computers and peripherals from North America. And then there are the handheld games from the 70s and the 80s. And then there's those vintage televisions or unique ones, which were like first model editions, or perhaps ones that had some celebrity connection with, like the Danny Thomas television I have. I do want to get some more unique type of collecting that's kind of, something that's more towards my memories and something that's close to me. So what I started doing is collecting. I'll move this box, we'll talk about that in a second. But I started collecting floppies because that's what I remember when I was a child growing up with my Atari 800. So these are all 5 1/4 sealed, unopened floppies from the 1980s. And we got the Dyson. These are two different ones. One of them says a special configuration. And these are definitely 1980s. Some of them have markings on them. And some of them I just know based on the research. But they all have to be sealed, for one. And then they have to be 5 1/4. And a Nashua one is also a 1980s. Then Kodak. I think Kodak actually has a date. Yeah, they have a date on the bottom. That's 1986. That's going to be another collection. Hopefully I can get a lot of these. But again, it's got to be sealed in 5 1/4 in 1980s. I mean, there's Elephant. There's Bonus. Oh, there's TDK, I think. I can't remember all these lines that I used to have back in the day of 5 1/4 discs. But we'll see where that goes. And then this is my first of my collection I'm going to try to start. This may be a very expensive one, and it may be hard to swallow for some, definitely for me, because I remember having this as a kid, and I used to get them for free, or we would pick them up for free at least. But this, I had to buy it on eBay. There was only one. They don't go for sale that often. There are people who do collect these. So I will be in competition, unfortunately, trying to get these. And I'll be paying probably 40 more times than the value of what they were back in the 80s. So this, that should open up, is Olay. No, it is at least nice and wrapped. I like it. It's a 5 1/4 Diskette hole puncher by Suncom. I paid $40 for this, and I think it was listed at $50, and I've seen these go for like $60 or so for different ones without even a label on it. It's a very interesting collectible piece because they made a lot of these back in the 80s. A lot of them were given out for free, and a lot of them were for marketing purposes by the companies at events and shows. So this Suncom one is pretty nice because it does tie into the joystick that I own a bunch of. I think I have 2 Suncom joysticks. So that's nice. And for those of you who may not know how this works, what it is, it's a diskette notcher, or a hole puncher in a sense. Actually, that's what people used to use, is a hole puncher instead of these. It's the poor man's tool of getting a notch put into a diskette, a 5 1/4 diskette. So, for example, let's just say this diskette here. I need to put a notch in, because if you put a notch in into the disc on the other side, you can make it now double-sided. But you can see here, well, that was cut pretty good, I guess. But that's how you get double-sided. And you would just line it up and squeeze down, and it puts a hole right in there. It makes a nice square. So that's all that really does. So what does a hole do? Well, if you have a hole in it, that means you can write to it. So think of a hole as allowing you to write to it, and if you didn't have a hole, you would be protecting it. So the question would be, well, how do you protect it now that you have a hole in it? Well, that's simple. They used to give you these with the diskettes. And you would just cover the hole or the notch with one of these. You peel it off. You put half on it here and you fold it over on the other side. And then now it is protected. So that's how that worked back in the day. Pretty simple. That's all this is. Thought I'd share that with you. Comment down below. Let me know if any of you have had these in the past or own them still. And maybe if you're collecting them, let me know as well. Or if you're trying to get rid of some of these, I think I know a buyer for you. Until next time, keep that gaming passion for the past alive by living it today. Take care, everyone.